McDonald's famously said, "The most important requirements for major success are, first, being at the right place at the right time, and second, doing something about it." Well, there is an industry that is absolutely booming and is already creating many 6- and 7-figure earners. This industry offers a service that 100% of the population will undoubtedly need, but less than 4% currently have it. That industry is the solar industry. Billionaire Warren Buffett said that energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in the history of mankind. What if I told you that there is a way you can benefit from this tremendous opportunity and you do not have to sell solar yourself? You do not have to become a solar salesperson to earn big in the solar industry. Pay attention for the next 3 minutes and you will see what I'm talking about. Let's look at solar by the numbers. In America alone, 130 million homes are connected to the dirty energy grid. 90 million of those homes qualify for zero-down solar, and currently less than 4 million of those homes have solar. That leaves over 86 million homes in America that need what we offer. The fact is, in the next 2 decades, we'll all be driving electric vehicles and living in homes powered by the sun. Here are some hard facts. Traditional gas-powered vehicles peaked in sales in 2017, while electric vehicles continue to increase in sales and popularity. In California by 2035, you can say goodbye to new gas cars. All new homes since 2020 are legally required to have solar panels, and by 2045, every home in the Golden State must have solar. Simply put, it is not a matter of if, but a matter of when everyone that we know goes solar. The solar revolution is here to stay. As one famous multi-millionaire once said, in order to get wealthy, identify where the masses are going and get there first. We've all noticed this. Our electricity bills are constantly rising. Each month, the bill is a little higher than before. What if you could help people cut that bill by 10 to 50%, increase the value of their home, and get paid big bucks for it? Here's the best part. You do not have to become a solar specialist. You can simply refer homeowners to our solar specialists and earn 50% of the commission. Now, if you want to learn how to become a solar specialist and earn more money, we have that option too. Here's an example for you. Our customer Jesse P. had a $240 average electric bill. After going solar with our company, we managed to bring his bill down to $170 per month and save him $70 per month. What is the average commission our solar specialist makes for helping a homeowner go solar? $7,000 to $10,000. Some of our agents help over 3, 5, or even 10 customers per month. Obviously, there is a huge opportunity here at Build, where you have the option of referring solar customers, becoming a solar specialist, building a team of referrers and specialists nationwide, or all of the above. If you would like more information, please contact the person that invited you to watch this video right away so they can show you the next steps in starting your own solar business.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome in, Landon. That was some powerful information.
I love it. I love it. I get excited every single time I see it. How you doing, Koffe?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm fantastic. And hello to everybody out there watching us. We have a crowd. Thank you.
We got the whole block rolling in on this evening. That's what I'm talking about. The block is hot. Period. It's hot.
Maryland, South Carolina, New York City. Come on, Staten Island.
Coming from everywhere. That is what I'm talking about. Super excited to be here. I am P. Koffe Brown, and I'm one of the founding members of Build Network. And this is one of my esteemed business partners, Mr. Landon Taylor, who is a Builder 500. Come on in here. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's just a start, you know.
Just the start. We're just getting started. So this evening you saw just a sneak peek, and it did say that the person that actually drove you here to get back with them for more information. And guess what? We are going to give you the more information that you need to make a well-informed business decision about what we're getting ready to show you on this podcast. And from there, get back to the person that introduced you, and they will be able to get you positioned on purpose to be able to make some amazing income. So let's get this party started. This is Build. We build your mindset, we build your business, and we help you to build your net worth. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to add value to you and your family. So we have a high ticket brokerage, an amazing high ticket brokerage, and it's so exciting to be able to share this with you. We have 4 vertical items that we're going to share with you on tonight, and each have huge income earning potential. But before we get started, I must warn you that we cannot guarantee your income. It is deemed by your work, the market conditions, and you doing what needs to be done in order for you and your family participate in what we're getting ready to show you on tonight. So why build a business? Because nobody's coming to save any of us. Entrepreneurialism used to be a should, but now it's become a must. It's become mandatory to be able to have some other stream of income other than the traditional one that most of Americans are tied to. High interest rates are out of control, bankruptcy, recession, job displacement, higher taxes, inflation, layoffs, and the crisis of debt is almost unbearable for most Americans. It is by far a challenging time in this nation, for sure. I was just looking at somebody trying to sell their property, and the lady said that she'd had her home on the market for about 6 months. Now, that's pretty much unheard of, period. Almost unheard of. But she indicated that the region that she lives in, the market is so lopsided that everybody is just sitting still in hopes that after the election, they'll be able to make some changes. But we're not going to get into politics tonight. We're going to stay focused on what we're sharing on tonight. We do live in a gig economy, though. Gig economies, Airbnb, Shopify, Etsy, and Uber. All of these are fantastic programs. They really are. They're great programs. They're great ways to generate income. The challenge is with these particular streams of income, you have to participate. So this is what's called active income. We're going to show you some ways to do passive income, active income, and residual income. So some of these sources will be able to provide you some passive income like your Etsy and your Shopify. But Uber and Airbnb have requirements of active income, especially for the person that owns it or the person that is driving for Uber. Now, again, it's phenomenal ways to generate revenue, but unfortunately, over time, they can become pretty taxing. What to look for in a business opportunity. Now, you need to know this in order for you to make a well-informed business decision. So you got to be able to gauge, can that particular company handle what's going to happen in a good or bad economy? Do they have essential goods and services like electricity, gas, or water? And is the industry big enough to where there is a low saturation and high opportunity? So you're in the right place at the right time. This is called the solar gold rush. Remember what I just said. All right. The solar gold rush. It literally is that time where there is a product that is low saturated and high opportunity. All right. With that being said, Encore and Freedom are the companies that we represent for this evening. $6,000 to $10,000 in commission on those transactions. What that means to you and I is when someone gets solar installed on their residential or commercial property, we're able to generate the commission off those transactions while being partnered with Freedom, which is the #1 installer in the nation right now with over 160,000 installs and climbing over the past decade. They're here to stay, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, they're doing a fantastic job of adding value to families from a national perspective. ADT and Brinks are companies that you're very familiar with. The commission for those companies are $500 to $700 per transaction. We have another one that's coming up called Ripple. Ripple is fantastic because Ripple comes with no strings attached, meaning that Ripple is portable. You can take it anywhere you're going so that you'll be able to protect your assets no matter where you are. Also, we have a water filtration company called Rain. Rain is alkaline water at the home or the office. It's systems that filtrate the water where you are to be able to produce that high quality great water that we are consuming and consuming from external sources. So we want to take it from external and bring it into you directly. And then, of course, we have the Smart Money Club, which is a fantastic way for you to be able to take care of your money, gain some additional capital, be able to handle credit, and make sure that you're doing what you need to do as a business owner to be able to get not only the returns on your investment, but help your babies to make babies, your money babies, that is. So let's talk about solar. Solar is a wonderful product, and the sizing and timing could not be better. As you saw in the initial introduction of this segment on tonight, that there's over $130 million in the United States and climbing. They're steadily building, especially out here in the Texas region. 90 million of those homes are eligible for solar, and approximately 5 million, under 5 million, approximately 5 million have gone solar, with 85 million homes that are currently without solar. And dig this, they are eligible for solar. So why solar for consumers? It's easy and it's simple. You can save up to 50% on your energy bill. It can be lower or higher, just depending on your particular situation. It is on an individual basis, ladies and gentlemen. 0% down with various financing options, blackout protection. Listen, here in Texas and in Florida, both those states have challenges with blackouts. My sister's bakery is a perfect example. She literally put up a post on social media here recently. She has a #1 bakery in her market in the state of Florida. And when the actual hurricane passed through, listen, they didn't even actually have the hurricane. They got the actual aftermath of it. And she literally lost power, meaning that all of her fresh products that she baked for her clients actually went bad. She went to an insurance company to try to identify a reimbursement strategy, and they told her, sorry, it's not covered. Only a small percentage was covered. Had she had solar, she would have had blackout protection, and that would not have happened. And so she made a post and said, the next business that I get, the next building that we acquire, we are definitely going solar. I told her we'll talk to the owner and get it done now. Let's not wait for the next one. Let's do it right now. So the tax credits are also phenomenal, receiving a tax credit of up to 30% from the government. Remember, the government is backing solar right now because the government is supporting renewable energy. Right? There's been a bill that's been passed about renewable energy. Do your homework and your legwork to find out more information. But the nation is having a huge push towards green energy. And it is an immediate increase in the value of your property. Now, how that increase happens, I'm glad you asked, because the property that you have over time, there will be no electric bill. Now, isn't that valuable? Absolutely. I'm glad you said yes, absolutely. And of course, green energy, we're lowering our carbon footprint, and we're actually harnessing our energy from the daylight as opposed to the grid. All right. So in 2022, somebody went solar every 44 seconds. Legitimate career opportunity, part-time or full-time, virtual sales at 90%, meaning what we're doing right now is something that you'll experience with your sales, where a solar engineer will come in. Shout out to Idris Alaka. He did one for me this past weekend. It was a fantastic presentation, and we're super excited to be partnered with people like him in this particular industry. And simply refer solar customers and earn up to 50% of the commission starting out, guys. Starting out. We'll talk more about that later on when Mr. Taylor takes the mic. Become a builder mentor, close sales for other consultants, and earn 50% of the commission. Can you imagine? Could you imagine? Listen, I was an insurance agent here in Texas, and it was wonderful to be able to get a smaller percentage off of my team. However, 50% would have been a sweet deal. But where I was hanging my license, that was not going to happen. So I got a much smaller percentage by training and adding value, supporting that team. And the smaller percentage did not result in residual incomes, because guess what? The person that owned that agency held the rights to that book of business. So for those of you out there in the insurance land and you're actually selling for somewhere when your license is hung, Listen, that's not your book of business. That's that owner's book of business. And so you won't be able to take advantage of those residuals. Now, I was a manager actually running an agency. So I saw the residuals every 6 months, every annual. I saw those residuals pouring in. But guess what? My name wasn't on it. Here, you own, you will earn. Don't want to sell solar? That's fine. No problem. You can still build a viable organization, earn commissions from their sales. We'll talk more about that when Mr. Taylor takes the mic as well. So 25 years protection guarantee. Our guarantee is the best in the industry. We are the only solar panel installation company that offers 100% guarantee the amount of energy that your solar power system produces. What does that mean to you? It simply means that we make sure that you are going to be able to get what we said we would give to you, period. If for some reason you don't receive what we said we'd give to you, we will make sure that you and your family are compensated for the incorrect kilowatts on our part. So we'll take care of you as a result of being our company, our customer. It's guaranteed power, returning lost savings, and guaranteed protection for you and your family. So what do you see here? Listen, this picture shows us opportunity, period. Opportunity. All of these naked roofs need some solar panels, and we want to make sure that we help individuals to do that. If you are a roofer and you're connected, somebody invited you to this podcast, well, good for you. Get back to the person that invited you, because we partner with roofers to be able to provide that for our clientele as well. And oftentimes we're able to roll it into their actual financing for their solar panels. Talk about something fantastic for someone to be able to do. It is amazing what we're able to offer here. The customer testimonials just keep rolling in. Customers in California, one in particular, the bill was $287 a month. We got it down to $148 a month. Now that includes the panels, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, how powerful is that? We cut the bill practically in half, and it included the panels in the payment. The commission was $6,400. The mentor earned $3,200, and the mentee earned $3,200. Then there was another testimony from Florida, $410 bill before solar, $290 after solar. The commission was $8,200. The mentor earned $4,100, and the mentee as well. The energy costs over time. I literally did an analysis about 5 years. Yes, ma'am. Naked rules. 5 years over time for my energy. And I looked and I saw, Mr. Taylor, the significant increase of my energy. And I added up the amount of money I've been paying for energy. And listen, over 5 years, I literally would have been able to pay 80% of what it would have cost me to do solar panels. 80%. Guys, that is bananas. Bananas. Just think about how much money we've been paying in energy. So you go from renting your energy to owning your energy with this program. That is fantastic. We buy our homes every day, and nobody told us that we can own our energy. They said you can own your home, but they never told us we could own our energy. But that time has changed, and we're here to help you and your family, not only to save, but to own your energy and protect yourself from inflation and anything else attached to that old raggedy, nasty grid. You see this young man, he's all suited and booted, looking dapper. Energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history in our lifetime, says billionaire Warren Buffett. He and Elon Musk got a clear understanding and invested some significant money into this industry. So I am so excited about the rest of this presentation, but I can't tell it all. I don't want to be the one to tell it all. Mr. Taylor, I'm so excited that you're present with us on tonight. And so Mr. Taylor's going to tell us about the money. It is Wednesday, it is hump day, and it's
hump
time
day.
for this money. Let's get with it, Mr. Taylor.
Miss Brown, let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, drop some sevens in the chat, wherever you are, whatever platform you are on. Listen, we have to get some of this rainwater filtration water on the stage, because you just tore it up. You set it on fire. I mean, I don't have to say much. I don't have to say much at all. Wow. I mean, it's benediction time at this point. I mean,
it is benediction time. Listen, for real. But we can't have a benediction without a presentation. So I yield that over to you, Mr. Taylor.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So drop a 1 in the chat if you like. If you came here to just learn a little bit about money, just a little bit about money, right? So we're going to talk about the 7 ways that we get paid. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I will touch on a few major points, which are personal sales, mentor sales. Got to talk about team overrides, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we are here, because if it was just about you, you would still continue to do what you've been doing. And we don't want that for you. So let's move into Koffe's talked about the income disclaimer. Now, those of you who are hearing this for the first time, it may sound far-fetched, but ladies and gentlemen, what we have in front of you is absolutely real. So we can't make any income claims to say this is exactly what you're going to make, but what we can say is we have the support, we have the system, and we have the vehicle to make your dreams come true. Okay, so let's go into personal sales. So Koffe showed you what sales look like from a solar perspective. Let's put some actual numbers into it. Let's break it down. So what the company does, and we'll use $10,000 as our install number, okay? What the company does, they pay out 70% in commissions on those personal sales. Now, we'll talk about the 30% a little bit later, but just keep that number 70%. What does that mean? That means $7,000 is paid to the person who brought the deal to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know any other industry where a one-time deal can yield almost $10,000. I mean, $7,000. Koffe, have you ever heard of anything like that before this? I mean, absolutely ridiculous. But don't worry, it gets better. So we talk about the mentor sales. Let's say you get good at this, right? You really enjoy, closing deals. You may know someone who loves sales, right? How do you become a mentor? Well, you do 3 partner sales. We want to make sure you know what you're talking about. Want to make sure you're good to go. You close 5 deals on your own. And when we say on your own, you're closing them yourself. However, we have people ready to continuously help you every step of the way. Then you do an internal certification. And ladies and gentlemen, you are off to the races. As our mentor, Sam Bean, says, listen, if you're knocking them out the park, we will put your name in lights. Ladies and gentlemen, what that means is any person in the company, they can actually click your name and you close their deals. I mean, I don't know any other company that's rocking and rolling like how we're rocking and rolling it. So listen, personal sales, mentor sales, all at your feet. So let's look at an example. Landon, that sounds good, but what does that really mean? So let's say you help 4 consultants do their first 3 deals. So again, everyone that comes into the company has to do 3 training sales. Let's say you're a mentor. You do those 3 training sales for 4 people, and we'll just use the conservative average of $3,500 on that split, right? So we're using that $7,000 example, right? 3,500. Ladies and gentlemen, $42,000 for helping 4 people realize their dreams. And we're talking about 4 people, not the people who are making the money, but 4 people that you've helped save money. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly helping people. We are helping people save $100, upwards to $500 per month with their solar bills. Listen, we're realizing dreams here, and it's absolutely serious. So let's look at, how about that? Got stuck here. There we go. What does it look like for team override? So remember, I said it's not just you. So one thing I love, Koffe, is that we are in business for ourselves, but never by ourselves, right? And I absolutely love that about our culture. So what does this mean for us? As a consultant, you introduce someone. Now you're starting to build a brokerage because, eventually someone's going to realize, Koffe, you're making all this money. Raphael, you're making all this money. Idris, you're making all this money. Tell me what you're doing. No problem. You introduce someone to this. They go out and they do their 3 sales. Ladies and gentlemen, 20%. So remember, we talked about that $3,000 that was left over. Bam, there it is right there. The company holds the $3,000 and they pay 20% of that $3,000 to you as a thank you for introducing someone to this amazing platform. And as you begin to develop your leadership, your impact grows, your income does also. So 30% on your front line when you become a manager, 35% as a director, 40% as an executive director. And ladies and gentlemen, when you hit the pinnacle of national director, 45% of that of the $3,000 that were left over. Also, here's the bonus. 5% of the company-wide pool. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about, again, more ways to get paid. This is ownership. So you have the ability to become the CEO of you. So what will you do with this? I mean, listen, I'm just getting excited reading it. And how do you get there? Ladies and gentlemen, again, we're doing real business. 10 installs will get you to manager, all the way up to 120 installs for the 60 days with your team to national director. Listen, we will show you how to get there, and it's people already on track to make this happen. All right, so let's look at some examples. Let's say you're a manager with 10 consultants. Nobody's being superstars here. They're just getting one deal each. So that's 10 consultants, one deal each. Let's say 4 coming from your first level, 6 coming from anywhere else on the team. And ladies and gentlemen, these 10 people aren't people that you actually brought to the table yourself. This could be people who have been introduced by other people that you've helped. Listen, what would $6,300 in overrides on a deal that you had nothing to do with? What would that do for your month? What could you do with $6,300 extra? Ladies and gentlemen, drop a 7 in a chat if you would like an extra $6,300 just because it's a thank you, right? And let's say you did your own personal deal, $7,000. $6,300 plus the $7,000. It is a great month. We're talking over $13,000 in total earnings for the month. Let's do another one. Let's say, they do two sales each. You just multiply it. $13,000 in overrides. I mean, now I've made some money in a month, but I've not made $20,000 in just overrides and one deal. I mean, if anybody else has done that, let me know, because this is listen, one deal and overrides just for sharing. Listen, we're helping people, and the company will pay you this type of money for helping people save money. It's a win-win for everybody. So as we move forward, you have 50 consultants at the executive director. I mean, the money just gets crazy. I mean, almost $68,000 for 50 people. And these are 50 people that you don't have to personally introduce. And we tell you exactly what to say, the script, when you're talking to customers. Listen, 30 coming from your first level. I mean, because this thing grows. 80 coming from anywhere else, just for helping customers save money. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. If you were known as someone who could help someone save $1,200, which is $100 per month from their energy bill, oh, you have a lot of best friends. I know I would. So ask yourself, how many people would love you if you could help them with $1,200 for the year? How many vacations could they take? Right? How much more would they smile when those bills come up? Right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about really helping people. All right. Really helping people. So we talked a lot about solar, but here's also the thing. So Miss Brown introduced this a little bit earlier, and she talked about home security, but every 26 seconds, a home is being broken into. When you introduce solar, most people who are introduced to solar also are looking for home security. So I don't even, for most of you, you may live in a new neighborhood, or you may even live in an older neighborhood, but most people are looking for security in their energy bill. They're also looking for security with their assets. So now you have the ability for under $200 to have 4 major businesses. These aren't just little knick-knack businesses. These are 4 major businesses, all of which are multi-billion-dollar industries, for under $200. So what does ADT look like? Listen, $400 to $700 per sale that you could literally get paid the next week. And if it's done the Tuesday of that week, you could get paid that Friday. Listen, drop a 1 in the chat if you could use an extra $700 this week. This week. And let's just say you talk to a couple of your neighbors on the same street that you live on. Drop a 2 in the chat if you could use $1,400 next week. Yes, indeed. That's what we have in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. But it gets better. So we talk about all the money that you could possibly make. It's wonderful, right? But let's be real. Most people who are even 6-figure earners live check to check, not because they don't know how to make money. They have trouble keeping the money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a membership that will help you with financial mastery, credit building, so I can be like my friend Raphael with an 800 credit score, tax planning, how to be your own bank, how to retire, tax-free retirement, entity structure, right? Most people don't know how to structure their business, right? So most people are overpaying in taxes just because they don't know how to structure their business. Looking at good and bad credit, access to capital, right? You know, we want to make sure that the money that you make, you can keep it. We're talking about generational wealth. What does generational wealth mean? It doesn't mean just making the money and spending it all. It means making the money and having the money last for generations. And how do you do that? With a membership like this. And literally every single thing that's on this page, it could be its own. It could be its own membership, each and every one of them. I mean, people are paying $500 plus for those individual pieces, and you're getting that with your membership. And listen, Koffe, I got excited about this one. So I have a 18-month-old and one on the way, and my wife is already starting to buy Walt Disney shirts. So that's a hint that in the next couple of years we will have to go to Disneyland. And listen, just because you can afford it doesn't mean that you should or that you have to. You have to pay full price for it. So we will be using our Bill Rewards membership for Disney World. And first and foremost, I'm going to be using it in California here soon. But in a real life example, we used this just this past weekend at a restaurant, got 20% off. I mean, so you're getting real stuff here. It's not just, some things that you're just going to put on a shelf. Right. So you're averaging, $2,500 to $3,000 in savings for the year. Again, we're talking savings with solar, savings with water, savings with home security, savings on your taxes, all under $200. So I won't be long. We'll talk about what this looks like. We will teach you how to stand on your own 2 legs. What do we mean by that? We will show you how to build a team on your left and you're right. What does that mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine the 85 million homes that are eligible for solar. Just imagine if your name could be tied to the majority of that. Even if you got 1%, what would that do for your household? So we want you to not just look at where you are right now, regionally, in your city, in your state. We want you to think nationally when you're building your team, and we will show you exactly how to do that, and the company will reward you for introducing this to people. So you see, Build a 500, I was blessed to hit that rank, not on my own. It was a team effort, not just from people who I've introduced this to, but people like Miss Brown. She contributes to my success as well. So that's what I love. It's a community. Again, you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. So the company also goes, once you hit Builder 1000, you have a check match. What does that mean? That means the company rewards you for introducing this to someone, and they're going to give you a 20% check match on what they make. Now, they still get their check of what they made, but the company just rewards you all the way up to $250,000 per month. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine what that could do for not only your family, but for the families of the people that you've helped, because you can't get there until you help someone else. So again, when your impact grows, your income has to. All right. So again, I talked about this earlier. $199. Listen, $199 for 4 major businesses. We're talking residential solar and commercial solar, right? We're talking home security, where you can get a check this week or next week. Ms. Brown talked about rainwater. Listen, I don't know where you are, but I know here in Houston, there was an article that came out that said, your water may smell funny, just put lemons in it. Listen, people are going to want water filtration systems. Those of us who have gone into new communities in places that was old, undeveloped land, listen, it's a must. It's a must. People are buying bottled water every single day. Help them out. Let them know that they can have a system literally either on top of their sink or under their sink. Shower heads, whole home systems. We have that. That is at your fingertips, all for under $200. And let's not forget the bill rewards. Listen, we talked about that, just the savings within itself at your local restaurants, hotels. Savings enough. So I'm gonna leave it here. But I will say, I don't know where you are right now financially. I don't know where you are as far as wanting to get a business. But I will say that if you lasted this long, your dream is still alive. So keep that dream alive, still believe in you, and get back with the person who introduced this to you and let them know that you're ready to be a part of our family. And with that being said, Ms. Brown, I'll turn it back over to you.
Listen, that was absolutely amazing. But Landon, I think we didn't tell them one thing.
What's that?
The for and pay no more. I think you and me are in that blessing.
Listen, you are right about that. So
absolutely.
Listen, yeah. So one thing, thank you.
Absolutely.
So there is a for and pay no more. So a lot of people have overhead in their business. But what if you could not have that overhead when you introduce 4 people to the business? Koffe, you are absolutely right about that. For pay no more.
For pay no more. The green light is on in my back office.
Yes. Yes. Zero overhead.
Zero overhead. You started a business for under $200 and then you turn around and have zero overhead. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been in business for myself for over 20 years, and there's never been a time where I did not have overhead on a monthly basis, whether it was a home-based structure or a traditional brick and mortar, there was still substantial overhead. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the publisher space. I have overhead. I have a boutique. I have overhead. It's never going anywhere. But with this incredible business, you can literally be positioned to not have overhead, and all you're doing is bringing in income. How powerful is that? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we really appreciate you guys coming out, connecting with us on this evening. So get back with the person that introduced you to this information so that you can let them know if you want to start now or right now. We want to make sure that you and your family are positioned for greatness and being able to generate the income that we shared. Again, we don't make any income claims, but we know firsthand, myself, from day one, I had a check. The first month I was in this business, I had a check. So listen, if we were able to do it, so can you. Good night, everybody. Grace and peace. And we'll see you guys again for another episode where we talk about build. Build it for yourself, build it for your life, and build it for your destiny. We'll see you guys again soon. Peace.